Hello again from Shelf Life. We'd like to present you with two new fiction books that we hope you will seek out at your local bookstore. They are very highly recommended. The very first one is Van Horne's Road. This is the building of the Canadian Pacific Railway, and it's written by Omar Lavallee. It's published by Fifth House, and it retails for $60. There have been many books written about the beginning of the railway system in Canada. Um, this is, maybe the ninth or 10th book, and it stands out from the rest of them in that it has so many vintage pictures of the old days of the railway, and you'll see what the workers went through when they had to build this. They were under extreme conditions. They built the railroad year round in snow, sleet, hail, rain, and horrible heat, freezing cold, and they still persevered. And when you see a lot of the pictures and the mountainous terrain that they went over, it really boggles the imagination that these people risked their lives in many ways. Now, it was Sir John A. Macdonald back in 1871 who said that Canada would be getting a railway. Well, that promise did not come to pass till almost 10 years later in 1881. And it was a slow process. And it was not until William Van Horne came over from the States. He was a general manager of the Chicago-Milwaukee railway system, and St. Paul as well. And Canadian Pacific Railways saw him as the man to take over the project, so they made him a general manager here in Canada. And once he got on board, things moved at a faster pace. It was smoother, but there were still problems because a lot of the workers were not paid for months. They were paid small pittances just for food, and that was about it, and lodging, and not much else. So in many ways it was a thankless job. These people worked on blind faith. And when you read this book and see the pictures, you will understand that this was an amazing project. It almost made you think, how did they ever get it finished? So if you're looking for a book about the Canadian Pacific Railway system, this is definitely a book that you should be seeking out. The next book that I would like to draw your attention to is West Side Story, The Jets, the Sharks, and the Making of a Classic by Richard Barrios. This is published by Running Press, and it retails for $35. West Side Story was one of the biggest Broadway plays in history. It premiered back in 1957, and it was an instant hit. It was the Jets and the Sharks. It was really a book about people crossing racial lines for finding the person that you love. And many compared it to Romeo and Juliet, Forbidden Love, and this is what it was all about. But it was in 1961 when it was thought, let's bring it to the silver screen. And a lot of the people who were considered for the major roles is very surprising. Elvis Presley, Tony Curtis, Paul Newman, Mary Tyler Moore, Jill St. John were all considered for the roles in the movie version. Natalie Wood won out as the female lead, and in many ways, when one reads this book, it sounds like she was not totally happy. There was a lot of dissension on the set, but the movie was finished, and in 1961 it premiered. It was nominated for many Academy Awards, and it won 10 Academy Awards, which at that time was an all-time Academy Award record. And there are many songs that came from that, such as America, I Feel Pretty, Maria, Somewhere, and Tonight. Those are all classic songs. Now, there has been a revival of it, and Steven Spielberg did a new version in 2020, but with the COVID crisis, it is not premiered yet. Might premiere late 2020 or maybe, early 2021. But anyways, if you have ever seen this movie or seen it on stage, you will appreciate this book very much. It's very thorough, and it looks at the making and the stars and how it all came together. So that's another book for you to consider. So thanks again for watching us. As always, please send your comments in, positive, negative, or whatever, and we'll see you real soon, and stay safe as always.